Joining me today is Courtney Stegenga, co-lead organizer for Chicago Local 134, the official supporters group of the Chicago Stars. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me this morning, LT. I really
Yeah,
appreciate you taking the time.
yeah, of course. I'm really happy that you're here. So there are many different ways that fans experience the game that we all love. Some stay at home to watch the matches. Some go to watch parties at different places, bars, everything. And then others sort of go to some matches, go to all the matches. But then there's one specific area in that stadium, the supporters group section that always seems like you guys are having a blast. Instruments, the drums, the chants. It's a wonderful thing to see. So just sort of, I wanted to talk today about who Chicago Local 134 is for those who may not know you guys, or maybe they've heard of you but don't exactly know the specifics of what a supporters group does. So just let us know, what Chicago Local 134 is.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Chicago Local 134 supporters group. I just want to preface that specifically because there is a Chicago Local 134 official electricians union out there as well in the city. We definitely wanted to honor the city's pro union history with that naming convention there, and then 134 was the original section of seats that we were in Bridgeview in the WPSL days. So. We're Chicago Local 134, the official independent supporters group for Chicago Stars FC, formerly our beloved Red Stars. Um, and yeah, we just exist primarily to build community and support for the Chicago women's soccer community, that has been the Chicago Red Stars and now is the Chicago Stars for the past 15 years. I think we were founded in like 2009. Um, so yeah, we've been at this for a while and we're out here to be intentionally building community and building support for this space and these players.
During match day, one of the things that I think people notice the most for the supporters group is the tailgating. We have the home opener coming up on March 23rd. They changed the time to 2 p.m., so it's earlier in the day. Is 134 sort of looking at brunch tailgating?
Yep, we're looking at brunch tailgate. I think the mimosas will be in full swing for the March 23rd. I think we've got a noon tailgate kickoff time for that 2 p.m. kickoff. So you'll be able to find us with our flags and our tables set up on the far side of the lot in front of the Hampton Hotel, sort of by that gate where everybody funnels in for tickets.
I know it's always, you guys are always encouraging people to join the supporters group as members. Um, what can people who sort of aren't looking to join that space from the outside, what can they do during a match day to sort of, be involved in what you guys have up to, what you guys are up to?
Yeah, for sure. There's a couple of great ways to get involved with the game day atmosphere, for lack of a better word. Joining the tailgate. Tailgate's open to anyone and everyone. We ask for a $5 donation from non-members if you're taking food or alcohol, but like the vibe and the occasion is there for everyone to enjoy. And it's more of a party when we get more people involved in tailgate. So we're really just trying to encourage more people to hit us up as they're on their way into the stadium. Another really easy way to get involved, that is membership is not required at all, is to sing with us in games. We've got chant sheets available in the section that you can come by, pick up. The front office, I think, is working on having QR codes around the stadium with some of our chants available this season. Stuff like that. Like we're there to get people excited about the team, and you don't necessarily have to be a member to help us with those things.
So what about the TIFO plans? What's that been looking like this season?
TIFO plans. Oh, LT. TIFO is one of the joys and great pains of this organization. Um, so TIFOs are amazing community efforts, right? Like it takes a lot of organizing to get the fabric traced, get your paint, find a place to trace and paint this fabric, and then get it out to the game to display it for everyone to see. So we've been working on that for the past couple of weeks. We crowdsourced a design in our membership. One of our wonderful members, Ashley, created the design for this season's home opener. We stole some inspiration from the city around us, I'll say. I'll leave it at that. Um, but yeah, I've been running around the past couple of weeks. I was in Pilsen picking up fabric last Sunday. I it's gonna be a pretty large TIFO for us. Um, Not as large as other groups that have access to rigging can create.
Yeah. Bigger than
But we
last
do what
year?
we can. What'd you say?
Bigger than last year?
I think that we're aiming, it might be a little bit bigger than the home opener for last year. Around the same size as the home opener for last year.
That
That's
was a
kind of
nice
where
tifo. I liked that one.
yeah, the size of that is a little bit where our group kind of like maxes out on
Yeah.
resources and finding space to make that.
You got to
Um,
have the people to hold it up too,
exactly.
and
Exactly. You
that
got to have the
space
hands in
isn't.
the
Yeah.
stands and in a March game
Yep.
that is a bit of a
It's
toss-up,
always
but
raining.
exactly. But I
Hopefully
am
not this year.
hopeful and confident that we will find the friends we need to hold our beautiful banner up.
Yeah, of
Um,
course.
but we actually have a painting event happening on March 9th of this week in Logan Square. So next week, a week from Sunday, a week from tomorrow, you do not have to be a member to come help us paint our TIFO or to come help us hold it up in the section at the beginning of the game. So if you're interested in either of those things, that information is available on our socials.
Perfect. So this year, um, what are the plans to sort of get more people to the matches when it comes to the supporters group? I know that that's one of the biggest functions
Biggest pain
is,
point.
yeah,
Yeah, for us and for the team, right? It's like, how do we get people to Bridgeview? Um, and it's not an easy question to answer. Over the last couple of seasons, we have really been working with the front office to sort of like emphasize how important the shuttle bus service is for us and for our membership and even for like casuals coming from the city. Like we understand that it is perhaps not the most cost effective to try to bus that many people in from the city, especially on the club's dollar. Um, but the fact of the matter is there's just like not a great viable like CTA option out there. So over the course of the off season, we really pressed the front office to try to get buses for every home game this season. Um, that did not happen. I don't know if you noticed the shuttle bus schedule was released in the theme nights release that came out this week. Um, it wasn't highlighted as much as I would have liked it to be in that release.
yeah. I didn't
The
notice that.
title didn't mention it. The blurb on socials didn't mention it. You really had to get in there and read it to see. But there's a bus for the home opener, for Pride, for August 10th, for October 5th, I think, and November 2nd. So those are the 5 games that have buses. And then there's those 2 TBA games too, which toss up whether they're accessible or not. Um, so I'm saying we probably got 6 out of 13 that people can confirm, know they're gonna get to if you can get the shuttle bus ticket, right? Because it's a bus.
Yeah,
So we're working on that. But like we as a group, I mean, our dues are $25. Like we don't have bus money. Like I'm not gonna go get a CDL to drive people to Bridgeview. I'm
yeah.
volunteering to run this organization. That's enough. Um, so yeah, that's been something that's been in progress. We're trying to get more of like a ride share program started in our membership. We have a game day transportation channel in our Slack where I'll be posting leading up to home games to try to connect people who are driving to games with people who are looking to get there but don't have an option to. Um, I don't know if if groups of our members could like meet up at like Pulaski or the Midway Orange Line stop and Uber the rest of the way. Like, but I understand that adds costs, right? Like there's so many difficulties to getting out there. Which I've navigated a lot of them myself. I do not drive at the moment. I've got a lot of driving anxiety, so I have been finding rides. I've been smooching on my co-organizers to get my ass out to Bridgeview these past few years. Like it's a problem for me.
Yeah.
Um, so it's just like it's one of those things where we are just trying to convince people that like it's worth it. It's worth it every single time you come out here. You will leave with a smile on your face. It doesn't matter what the score is. Like we're gonna have a good time out here in Bridgeview because we care about this team and this team showed up for us, so we're gonna show up for them.
And speaking of that good time, I've mentioned the section, the supporters group section, the chants, the instruments. Last season, you guys had what was that? Like a keyboard with
Guitar.
four guitar. Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Any surprises in store for any other new
The guitar
instruments?
has gotten a bit of a facelift for this season.
Okay.
I think we've got like a full ass like synthesizer on that thing now. Reagan's very excited. So we're gonna have to figure out what our what our new band setup is for the home opener. Um, but no, I'm excited. Having the guitar was really fun
It was a
to have
hit.
that introduced. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And like
So
anybody with an instrument is welcome to I mean you'd probably have to work with us to get your instrument in the
in
stadium,
yeah.
but if you're interested.
That would be good. So you mentioned earlier, obviously the Red Stars no longer, now they're the Chicago Stars. What has this rebrand sort of meant to the supporters group and like what you guys do?
I think that well, I'll start by saying like, we're not a monolith as a group. There's a ton of different opinions among us on the rebrand. So it's definitely been a topic of conversation, when it was released over the course of the off season. Like some people are still in their feelings about it, certainly, but it doesn't, in essence, change any of our function, right? Like we are here to support the players and we're here to build community for this team. It does not matter what that team's name is. The name did not change that much. And like my perspective on it as someone who's been around in the league since 2019 and as someone who has worked from an organizing level, like more closely with some of the staff inside of this organization, like I don't blame them for wanting a change and for maybe wanting to go to work every day and not see that crest because there was a lot of dark stuff that happened in the name of that crest, which isn't everybody who played in that era or like all of the good things that happened in that era's fault, but like I don't really blame or hold grudge against new ownership for the rebrand. Plus, like if you were paying attention last year, they were hinting at it all season long.
Yeah.
The hashtag was with the stars from like January, so it really wasn't it didn't catch me by that much of a surprise, but
Yeah, even the alt crest they've been using for the last 2 years.
exactly,
So
exactly. Yeah. It wasn't that
it
much of a
it was
surprise.
coming. Yeah.
Yeah, change is always going to be difficult, especially in Chicago, right? Like Chicago is a stalwart for some of the older names for things that it refuses to update. But I don't know. I think that an update wasn't unwarranted here, and like I still call them the Red Stars half the time it comes out of my mouth. And Local
Listen.
134 is still going to be singing some songs about the Red Stars too. Like we'll update where we can. We'll write new songs that are about the Chicago Stars, but like there's still good bits of that history to be honored. So like we will still hold dear those parts of us that we can.
Yeah, I completely understand the accidentally still calling them the Red Stars. I have to write it down on my intro every single week that it's Chicago Stars and like
I
highlight it
know.
and bold it. I can't
I know.
can't
It's
get
a
it
tough
wrong.
one. I'm trying to like introduce. I'm like, let's start. Nope. Okay. I'll do it
Yeah,
again.
even people who I like have talked to casually about the Red Stars for the last several years, like I still have to say Red Stars to them because they're not going to understand me when I'm
They're not gonna
saying
know the
stars.
switch. Yeah. Yeah.
So, when it comes to the supporters group's relationship with ownership, leadership at the club, it's, changed throughout the years. So I'm just curious to hear your thoughts as, the current voice of the supporters group. What is that current relationship with this new ownership, leadership? If the conversations have been easier to have than previous leadership, and sort of where's the standing right now?
Standing right now is it's night and day from the difference of the days of Arnhem and Rory. Like even so I got involved in organizing in 2023 was my first season, so I'm going into my third season as co-lead of Local 134. So I didn't have a ton of exposure to the Arnhem days as an organizer. I wasn't on those calls, I wasn't in those meetings. My understanding is that they were less frequent, they were not incredibly transparent, and that it just wasn't a very like professional or sustained environment. Like it just wasn't, there was a lot wrong with the skeleton crew that was operating the Chicago Red Stars organization for most of the time that it was in function. Um, so since things originally got a little bit better in relationship with the club when that new ownership group in came before like Laura bought the club, like there was that group of new investors that came in. And in that season, it was my first season and we had established a liaison with the club that we had worked with. We'd been working with Noelle for 2023 and she's still with the club. She's been promoted up into the front office organization as they have built out their staff um as they needed to do once Laura and Karen got in there and realized how poorly run the organization was. Um so it's night and day. In the past, I think we established this last season at the beginning of 2024. We came to the front office over that off season and we were like, well, the forced sale had happened, so new ownership had come in. So ownership had approached us and said, we want to start things off on the right foot with you guys. And we were like, okay, yep, we're looking at another new season. Like, we would really like to have a more regularly scheduled cadence of like speaking with the front office. So we started monthly meetings last year with them. And that has just been a game changer. So we meet at the beginning of each month. It's our whole board. So it's myself, my co-lead, our finance director, and the two people running uh, we have like an inbox manager, and then we have a social media coordinator. So all five of us hop on that call, and then we meet with Abby. I'm not sure what I think she's like the community outreach coordinator or something for the Stars. And Tyler is a new marketing person in the FO as well. So they're who we're meeting with this year. And we meet with them monthly. And I show up with all of the long, long list of things that we need to, especially right now as we're prepping to go into the
Of
opener.
course. Yeah.
There's just like a lot of coordination that's required to get all of the stuff we need into the stadium, to get our tailgate lot set up. Like all of that requires some back and forth between us and the front office, but that has just been so much easier, so much more professionally handled. And they've just been really amazing to work with and incredible to work with as well. The front office is eager and interested in helping Local 134 grow, which is lovely to have in so many ways.
Yeah, I even just from an outside perspective, I feel like I've noticed
Yeah, they
a
put up
difference.
sandwich
Yeah,
boards with our rules and our like they made the banners at the top of our section with our logo on them. Um, they have been plugging our membership in their season ticket membership renewal emails and in their like club information emails going out preseason. And I don't even think we asked them to do that.
yeah, that's
So
always
yeah,
good.
exactly. Like they understand that everything we are trying to do puts their name out there. And also like they want more people screaming behind that goal too. Like
Yeah,
it is better for everyone when the section behind the goal is just like rip roaring and having a great ass time. So
yeah.
that's what we're all looking for.
So to sort of end on a very fun note, I thought we would talk about the biggest news of the
Biggest
week
news.
is the kit release. I just, I was curious about
Everybody loves a New Jersey.
your thoughts on the new kit and what you've heard from others in your community.
Like everything else that this club announces, reviews are mixed, as I'm sure you're surprised to hear. My personal reaction to it was so I first saw the like I think the Instagram post with Leilani and she like had her arms crossed and I was like, oh, like she looks fire as hell. Like that's a sick kit. Um I didn't know how I felt about the blue socks when I saw them with it. That threw me off a little bit, but I was like, I think I like the jersey. And then the little pop of blue like on the side under the armpit. I was like, okay, fine. If you're gonna make him wear blue socks, like put it somewhere on the kit. Um, but I don't mind. I love a red and black moment. I don't mind the like 90s like fluid splash thing that they're kind of doing on multiple jerseys in the league. Um, I don't know. It's
Yeah, a lot of kits seem to be going that liquid sort
yeah,
of
it's like
look.
all right.
Yeah, I had first seen the kit at Media Day. We weren't allowed to talk about
Yep.
it until the kit actually got released. But
Yeah, so you've
um,
seen it like on him in person.
oh yeah, it looks great.
Great.
I thought, and
That's all I need to hear.
especially because the like you talked about, like the stripe down the side of the kit, the same stripe is on the shorts with like the blue and
Okay.
red stripe.
Nice.
So
Okay,
then
that ties it together
the blue
nicely.
socks with the like red hints, it all sort of like goes down from chest down to
All right,
feet.
you're talking
So
me into it.
it's so it works a little more. Yeah, the design when I first saw it, my first thought was liquid metal, and
Yeah,
then
liquid metal.
someone there told me something about like it was supposed to be the like sort of invoke like the reflection of the lights off of like Lake Michigan or the river or something, like when you sort of see light reflect
Hmm.
off of water. And I was like, okay, well, I guess that kind of makes sense. And then the club releases the kit, and then they're like detailed said both. Like it's liquid
Both.
metal and then
And
also
it's a
the
bead.
reflection of the water. And I was like, oh, okay. So I nobody was wrong
Nobody
here.
was wrong. It's open to interpretation. The kit
Yes.
means what you want it to mean.
Yes, of course. There's four different meanings.
Yeah, exactly.
But
No, but
yeah,
I overall I think it looks pretty good. I think they're gonna look really, really sick running around in it. And I always love a black jersey, so
thanks for joining me today. It was a great conversation. I hope some people learned more about local 134 and what you guys do, and obviously, like you said, encourage membership, but not necessary. But obviously, it's what you guys want. We want the community to grow and thrive. So thanks for
yeah.
joining me today, and good luck this season with all the rest of the organizing and getting people out to matches.
Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate the time. And yeah, we would absolutely love to make new friends and to talk to new people out at SeatGeek. All we're looking to do is just continue to have more fun and connect people to really just like enjoying and growing this community.
And how can people join?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can find Chicago Local 134. We're on Blue Sky and Instagram. I think our @ is just Chicago Local 134. We have a website, which is also chicagolocal134.com, and then there's a membership tab there with a link to our membership form.
Awesome. All right. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you so much, Elsie. Hope you have a good rest of your day.